for so long. I was in Charlotte on spring break, but picked up some good beer, and I'm back ready for some reviews. So today we've got the one, the only Sierra Nevada Bigfoot barley wine style ale. So this is their one of their. I mean, it's their seasonal. It's a seasonal release. Winter, early spring. They've been brewing it for going on 25 years now, and I was just looking up on their site, and it said that it's won a couple gold medals in the stout category at some old American festivals. I thought that was kind of funny. But so they brew this one up every year. It's crazy cellarable. I've seen people currently drinking bottles from the 90s and stuff like that. So this is just if you do like the style, grab a bunch, hold on to them for a while. I've grabbed 12 so far this year, and so I'm gonna try and get a vertical going after a while. But so let's just go ahead and get into this one. A cool cap right there. Okay, and it says on the bottle that it is 9.6% alcohol by volume. Okay, so I didn't even pour this one too aggressively, and it's already got at least 3 fingers of head, and I couldn't really fit any more beer into the glass because I didn't want it to overflow, and there's still maybe 3 ounces in the bottom of the bottle, so that's crazy, just like that, and I can already smell the hoppiness coming off this one, but it's pretty clear, not too hazy, but it does have an intense amount of carbonation. It's a nice ruby red color. It looks kind of dark on the camera, but holding up to the light, you can see pretty much right through it, and it's got some, some dark ruby mahogany tones. But it's really pretty looking. The head is kind of tan. It's sticking around a little bit, but it's got kind of some big bubbles, so I wouldn't expect it to stay around for a long time, but it'll probably have some pretty good lacing. Alright, so I want to wait a little while for the head to go down. It still is really fluffy and pillowy. And it must be bottle conditioned, at least slightly, because it's a lot more hazy now when I was able to get the rest of the beer in there. But let's go ahead and give it a smell. It's really interesting smelling beer. If you haven't had an American barley wine, then it's really hard to describe. But it's just got a crazy earthiness. It's got a lot of hops, especially for a beer that looks like this. You wouldn't expect it, but just an intense amount of hops in this one. But you're also getting that breadiness, the biscuitiness, and just like a thick malt profile. Yeah, it smells crazy sweet and bitter, and it's got like the best of both worlds in that respect. But it just smells really good, and I'm excited to give this one a try. I have had this out of the fridge for about 35-40 minutes so far, so I want to make sure that it was nice and warm before I started giving it a taste. But here we go. Cheers. That's really good. It's got a really interesting flavor. Initially, you are getting that sweetness from the malt, which gives way to the bitterness and the hoppiness, and it is really, really bitter. One of the most bitter beers I would say that I've ever had. And that's insane especially for not being an IPA or some even more of the more hoppy styles. And the bitterness is lingering on my tongue. It's slightly off-putting because of just how bitter it is, but it is it's definitely insane. You're not really getting any of the alcohol. Like I said, 9.6% alcohol by volume. You're not really tasting it at all. I am feeling it in my throat and in my chest a little bit, but it's completely masked by the bitterness and the maltiness. Alright, so I'm going to sip on this one for a little bit longer, and I'll come back and give you my final verdict. Alright guys, I'm back with the Sierra Nevada Bigfoot Barley Wine Ale. I'm going to go with a B on this one. I'm going to give it an 87. It's a really good beer, but I can't say that I'm particularly fond of it this fresh. For me, the hops are a little overpowering. They kind of mask the robustness and the maltiness of the beer, and you're left with a kind of a lingering piney bitterness that's, like I said before, is kind of off-putting, and it's not not particularly pleasant. Now, I mean, with the high alcohol and the maltiness of this beer and the potential it has to age, I have no doubt that down the line this beer will improve, and it already is really good, and there's a great base beer there, and I just think that the hoppiness is masking it. So that's Sierra Nevada Bigfoot Ale for me, and I will catch you guys in another beer review. Cheers.